And just what has it been like so far, just in your week preparation? How are you feeling the courts, and how's your body and mind feeling going into this event?
Well, I can't wait to start playing and just start of practicing. Just few more days to go, and yeah, I feel good, and I'm really happy to be back here, especially with the crowd back. And yeah, that's something unbelievable, and I'm really happy to be here.
Hi, Aryna. Victoria Case from US Open.org. Wimbledon semifinals was obviously such a huge accomplishment for you, and something you wanted to achieve for a long time. So I'm curious now, coming into the next Grand Slam after that, what are your goals for this tournament, or how does your approach to the tournament change if it does?
Well, the goal is, as always, to win it. I think everyone have the same goal. But yeah, after Wimbledon, I just understand that I don't have to think about like win it or like final or be in the second week. I just have to enjoy my game on each match and just be ready for every match, and make sure I bring my level on the court and do everything I can. That's it. And this is actually what I change. and I actually reached the semifinal on Wimbledon, so hopefully this time I can do even better.
Hi, Aryna. David Kane, tennis.com. Before Wimbledon, the US Open was one of your most successful majors. You had a really great year a few years ago. Having those good memories, how does that help your preparation and to be at the tournament? And
US Open is a special slam for me, and I feel different here. I don't know. I feel like at home. So yeah, and I enjoy the crowd here, and people support me really well here. So I'm really looking forward for the first match, and US Open it's a special place for me.
Hi, Aryna, tennis.com. I'm wondering, coming back to the tour around this time last year, and now as some protocols are relaxed, the fact that we're here in the room with you, this can be asked to you personally or what you've seen in your fellow players. Do you feel like there is maybe more tolerance or capacity or willingness to spend time with the media because we didn't have it for a while, and if we did, it looked much different than what you guys were used to?
I just didn't understand the question, like if it's...
Yeah, no, that's fair. Is there maybe more willingness or more desire or more patience to do this sort of thing because we didn't have it for a while?
Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait the day when everything will get back to normal. So for me, seeing you guys sitting here and asking me questions, it's amazing, and I hopefully... in a short time, everything will get back to normal, and I'll see you like more often on the tournaments. And yeah, to have no bubble and like knowing that I can go out for a nice dinner or whatever, it feels, I don't know, more like release and like, I don't know, like free. So that's why I think this year US Open, it's even more special for, I would say, for every player, but for me for sure, I don't know, like so.
Billie
Weinbaum from ESPN. Hi. How would you describe what Ash Barty has done this year to assert herself as the top player in the world?
Well, what she's doing, it's unbelievable. She's playing really well, and her game is really tough. She's a really tough opponent, I would say, for most of the players on the tour, and that's why she's doing what she's doing. So, what she's doing, I think it's a goal for every player to be on the top for so long and be consistent. Oh my God, consistently there. Yes, I did it. I said it. So, that's something unbelievable, and I would say this is the goal for example, for me, I would like to be on the top for such a long time and be there consistently. You see, I'm good. I'm getting better. I feel like everyone needs to clap here. Yes, she said it. So yeah, that's something unbelievable. I'm impressed what she's doing.
What do you point to as the biggest strength in her game?
For sure, her slice game, and she's serving well. She can use a slice, which is for most of the girls a really uncomfortable shot, and she can hit the ball pretty heavy. So she have everything in her hands, so she can do everything. That's what makes her stronger than everybody.
Okay, we have time for a couple more in the room. David and then Courtney.
Hi, Aryna, I remember at the beginning of the year you mentioned you were going to try to spend less time on site because it became a bit overwhelming. I'm curious if that's something you continue to do and how you'll balance that, especially this year when you do have more options than you might have had at previous tournaments in the last year or so.
Yeah, everything stayed the same. I'm trying to stay less on the side, so trying to be away from the tennis life. I don't know, like I just want to do my my job and live and rest and relax and make sure I save my energy for the matches. So yeah, I keep doing it.
Is there anything you picked up that you like to do for these off days that you're starting to continue doing for these other slams?
To be away from the tennis courts.
I mean, what are you doing basically?
Yeah, I want to keep doing it. I feel better like this.
Right, but what are you doing?
I just have practice and like I don't know. I feel like I spend maybe a few hours on site just doing like tennis, fitness, then some stretching or whatever, and then another hit I have on another club. For example, yesterday I had on John McEnroe Center because I mean there is not that much players and I'm staying away from the tournament atmosphere, and yeah, I'm just trying to like spend like a few hours and then go to the hotel and I don't know, watch some movies and enjoy my dinner and just rest.
Okay, two more, Courtney and then Howard. Courtney.
Aryna, a couple weeks ago, I think I was in Montreal, you were talking about your work with a sports psychologist and how they've been able to help you, I guess, confront or deal with fears and things like that. And I'm just curious, you know, that work that you've done with them to do that, does that mean now that when you go into these big events, that you're not scared, that you have a different mindset? Like, how does that translate into this new mindset that you're taking into majors, if that makes sense?
Well, I feel like all those conversations with psychologists definitely helped me to put my focus on the right spot, I mean, on myself instead of everything around. So, and knowing that I have someone who's going to help me whenever I need it. For example, at night I can't sleep and I just really need to talk about all my thoughts and going through my mind in that time. It's definitely help. And for example, like one time at night I couldn't sleep because I was overthinking about everything, and I just called her and I spoke with her, and we had a conversation about all the thoughts, and after that I felt like much better, and like I didn't have any of those thoughts, and I could sleep good. So yeah, that's definitely something what I was needed.
Sorry. Howard, last question in the room, please.
Howard Fendrich with AP. I wanted to ask you whether Naomi Osaka's public discussion of mental health issues resonated with you at all, or maybe changed the way you think about those issues, or if you have a sense of whether players maybe are more comfortable talking about those things now in the aftermath of her bringing that subject to the forefront.
Can I just say no comments to this one?
Sure. Can I ask a different question then about her? I'll ask about her tennis. She's been the dominant figure on hard courts at the Grand Slams now lately. I'm wondering what about her game works so well on this surface, do you think?
I don't know, she's serving well, she's hitting the ball quite flat and deep, so I think that's why hard court it's really fit her game better than other surface. Especially here at the US Open, courts are much faster than on other tournaments, so it makes her serve even more effective, and her baseline game also. Like these courts are really help her because it's really fast, and if you hit like flat and deep here, it's like it's really going even faster. So it's really tough to do anything against her shots on this kind of courts. So I think that's why hard court are really her surface.
Okay, thank you. Let us transition to online. You'll be able to see the reporter on the monitor on the left. If you have a question online, please message to interview room 1. Please state your name and affiliation. Richard, you are live.
Hi, Richard Osborne with usopen.org. Thanks again for your time. The past year and a half has been obviously a challenge for everyone. I'm just wondering how you navigated all the hassles, the bubbles, the protocols, et cetera, and the whole time kind of keeping your head on straight.
Honestly, even before bubble happened, I wasn't really going out for some dinner or whatever because I didn't have time for that. But I was going somewhere, but not really often. So for me, like bubble life was fine. So I didn't feel like really big different. Of course, knowing that I can go somewhere, it makes me feel a little bit more free and relaxed. But yeah, when we were playing with the bubble, and I think we will play in the bubble, so for me it's fine. I don't feel really different.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Reem, you are live.
Hi, Aryna. How are you doing? Aryna, I just wanted to follow up on Courtney's question about your work with a sports psychologist, and I'm wondering, can you tell us if you had worked with a sports psychologist in the past, or is this the first time? And in general, we're seeing now that there are a lot of younger players who are starting with sports psychologists, whereas in the past it felt like it was the older players who did it. I'm wondering for you, was there any barrier in your mind in the past towards having a sports psychologist, or how was that process like for you?
Actually, I work with a psychologist for, I think, 4 or 5 years already. But like every time I was struggling with different problems, so she also like she can't like help me with everything in one moment. So it's always it's also a process, like step by step. Like first you struggling with playing against top players. You feel like, for example, I remember when I was 18, I spoke with my psychologist saying like, oh my God, she's top 30. I remember I played against Bertens and she was top 30, and she was saying like, she's just another player. It doesn't matter. It's yes, she's 30, but I mean, that's why you're playing matches. Like, if result was always depend of the ranking, then like the tournament will make no sense to be. So and yeah, it was just example. So this is what we start from, and then it was another problem and another. So, and it's also like a big process. It's a long time to improve a lot of things. So. Yeah, I'm working for 5 years, and only right now I start to be honest with her about the Grand Slams, and I start to be more open with her, saying like all my problems on the Grand Slams, and that I was afraid of something, and I was telling her, and we just like maybe a few Grand Slams before we start working on a real problem here on the Grand Slams. So it's a long process. It's a long way to. It's a long journey, actually.
Okay, thank you, Reem. And now your toughest question of the press conference, Rex. You're up. You're live.
Hi.
Okay, I'm Rex from the Kidcaster program, and I just want to say that I saw you training at JMTA the other day, like you already said, and you seem to be so intense. So how do you bring that intensity to your training, especially when it's so hot and humid?
Oh, I don't know. I just have a big goals, and every time I want to stop practicing, I remember myself about what I want to do here on tennis, and it's helped me to push myself a little bit more even in this weather. So just remember what you want to do in tennis in the tough moments, and it's going to help you to keep working and keep going.